Yo, what up, my body shot bots? So today I'm bringing you my headshot build. It's got weapon handling and headshot damage on every piece. This thing absolutely slaps. If you can hit them headshots, it is like you're critting with every single shot. The thing just fucking melts players. Now, unfortunately, I haven't got any PvP footage. As you can probably see, I've upgraded my specialisation. I've been PvEing a lot. I go into the DZ and I'm throwing up weird fucking numbers. Even if I change weapon, even if I try and run a different specialisation, I'm still chucking up weird fucking numbers, and I won't do that. So I've got to put the build out without the PvP clips. Build it, run it yourself. This thing absolutely slaps. It is a god tier build. It makes the Kingbreaker like a laser. The Eagle still has a bit of kick to it. We'll get to that later. But yeah, so the chest piece. I'm running the closer Uzina chest piece. The one piece gives me 5% total armor, which is okay. Gives me a bit more. 170k armor on it. Weapon handling, headshot damage, and a 10% headshot damage mod. And the talent is perfect spotter. Increases total weapon damage and skill damage by 20% to pulsed enemies. Now I see this chest is that it gives me 5% total armor, and it also gives me 5% amplified damage, because as we well know, the normal spotter talent gives you 15% amplified damage. So this chest is an absolute little beast. Because we're running a tank build, because it's a headshot build, this chest is a must have. Now the backpack, I'm running a Matador, named Walker and Harris backpack. The one piece gives me 5% weapon damage. I've rolled 170k armor onto it. I've got 10% headshot damage, 7.5% weapon handling, and a 10% headshot damage mod. The talent is perfect adrenaline rush. Whenever you're within 10 meters of an enemy, gain 12% bonus armor for 5 seconds. Stacks up to 3 times. So you've got 3 enemies within 10 meters of you. You've got 36% of bonus armor. It is an absolute beast. So this keeps refreshing every 5 seconds. And for the mask, another named item is the Punch Drunk mask. Douglas and Harding Punch Drunk mask. I've rolled 170k armor onto it. Got 20% headshot damage and 8% weapon handling and a 10% headshot damage mod. Ideally, I've gone for this because I want the extra weapon handling. But you could also go for the Gilla Chill Out mask, which will give you 5% extra armor. So it's weighing it up really. Do you go for the 5% extra armor, or do you go for the 8% weapon handling? Me personally, I want the extra weapon handling. But the Chill Out mask is a beast. It's got 2 slots. You can put 2 headshot damage mods in it. It just depends what you want to go for. Ideally, because I'm using the Kingbreaker, I want the extra weapon handling, so I make it like a laser and I can control it a damn sight easier. For my gloves, my second piece of Walker, I've rolled 170k armor on it. I've got 9.1% headshot damage and 7.5% weapon handling. Obviously, the damage to armor just gives me that little bit more amplified damage. And for my knee pads, I've gone for Providence. The one piece gives me 15% headshot damage. Rolled 170k armor on it. I've got weapon handling and headshot damage on it again. Yeah, as you can see from the build, go for weapon handling, go for headshot damage on every piece, roll armor onto it. And then my holster is a Fenris. The one piece gives me 10% assault rifle damage. Rolled 170k armor. Once again, I've got weapon handling, headshot damage. I do need to optimize my holster and my knee pads, but this build slaps anyway. Now for the gun, I've gone for the Kingbreaker. Usually, I don't like this gun, but on this build, it fucking slaps, and it is a laser. It's got 15% assault rifle damage, 21% health damage, and 10% damage to targets out of cover. The talent, obviously you probably know this by now, it's perfect flatline. Amplifies weapon damage by 20% to pulsed enemies. After 2 kills, applies pulse to the next enemy you hit. Basically, this thing, normally it kicks about, but on this build, because you've got so much weapon handling, it is literally like a bloody laser. It is a beast. With the flatline, with spotter, with the 5% damage to armor from the 2-piece Walker, you've got 45% amplified damage, and then you've got like 185, 195% headshot damage. This thing just slaps. So for the sight, I've got 5% weapon handling sight, the extended mag, the laser pointer obviously, and then the stability muzzle, which gives me an extra 20% stability, which just makes this thing, as I keep saying, it is literally a laser. Now, My secondary, I've gone for your Eagle Bearer. I can change this out to a Nemesis because with the headshot you can one tap people to the head as well. 14.8% assault rifle damage, headshot damage, blah 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 blah. Now the talent accuracy increases as you continuously fire up to 100%. Headshot kills grant the tenacity buff for 10 seconds. The strength of this buff is increased by 1% for body shots and 5% for headshots. Obviously, this is almost like a laser as well. You want to be hitting them headshots, so it's making tenacity stronger. 40 to 80% of damage taken is delayed until the buff expires. All of the total delayed damage is reduced for each enemy kill while the buff is active, up to 100% with 3 kills. So if you can down 3 agents, you don't take no damage, and you're taking reduced damage as well. You're already a tank, it could be on a med kit or whatever. Happy days, it melts. Now the Orbit pistol, don't run a purple pistol, run the Orbit. Why? Perfect finisher. 35% crit chance and 40% crit damage after getting a kill and swapping back from this weapon. Shoot a little red bar in the head, and this build ain't about crit chance, but it helps. It's all about headshot damage. Now on the Eagle Bearer, if you proc the perfect finisher talent, it'll bring you up to 55% crit chance and 100% crit damage with 192% headshot damage. That is a beast. That is why run this pistol, don't run a purple pistol. So I'm running a Decoy here. Obviously most of my builds at the moment are Decoy and Pulse. That's just the combo I enjoy, the combo I like. You can also run a phone cam. All right, be a massive bot, run a phone cam. Because you've got the +1 skill tier as well from the specialisation, that thing is strong. You root them in place and just beam their fucking heads. And as I say, you're hitting for about 200k a headshot in PvP, or 180k, something like that. So you can down players in about 10 or 12 shots to the head. It's nuts. Pulse, obviously, I always run that. You can see where other players are, you can see where you're going, work out, blah blah blah. Specialisation, technician, pretty shit PvP thing, but the reason why we run it is for that laser pointer, proc spotter, and to proc flatline. It's as simple as that. There is a couple of other little talents on it that are half decent, like the +1 skill tier, makes your phone cam stronger, makes your Decoy last longer, makes your pulse. For some reason it doesn't make the duration that much longer, but makes the radius bigger or some bullshit. Armor kit is wank, it heals your friendly skill proxies within 10 meters, ideal, thanks for that. Wank fucking medkit, but hey, it's what it is. Now Artificer, a little trick I got taught by Meek Exotic the other day. Drop the Decoy down, put an Artificer on top, and constantly the Artificer is just replenishing the Decoy. You can be invisible like for ages until your Artificer runs out. It just constantly replenishes the Decoy. Quite a good little trick. The other little talents on here are just, yeah, it is what it is. You already know what's on there. 15% bonus armor while deploying a skill, blah 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 blah. The main thing you want though is assault rifle damage. I don't know why, for some reason you have to have 15% rifle damage to unlock the skill. Just have the skill as a fucking section. It's just nuts, like it's wasted. I've had to waste 15 points there. But yeah, so that's the build guys, basically. It's absolutely slaps. As you can see from down here, like, let's get it onto a little elite. Let's get it onto elite. Nah, let's put it on names. So Kingbreaker, what, 466, and it's just like, that's almost crit numbers. That is crit numbers. For a 1.9 million armor build and you're hitting 466k. I haven't done up the Kingbreaker, I haven't done anything, it just absolutely beams. And as you see, it's just like a fucking laser. I'm barely even controlling the recoil there. It is absolutely like a laser. Now the Eagle Bearer, just to show, I've got all that weapon handling on the build and there is still massive recoil on that Eagle Bearer, okay? Even when I'm firing there, there's a slight little kick. If you're watching a YouTuber and his reticle does not move the center of the screen, hey, in my opinion, they're fucking blagging it. Don't believe the hype. I have, what, 70, 80% stability on this build, and there is still a slight bit of movement. Only slightly, but it's there. Slow these people down. Screen grab them if you have to. Zoom in and see if that tiny little bit of movement's there. They're putting out headshot and crit damage builds, and the reticle ain't moving on the center. don't believe the hype, that's what I'm fucking saying. I've got 78% stability, 58% accuracy, and as you can see from the Eagle Bearer, there's still that slight little bit of movement. But hey, who am I going to say? I ain't going to mention names. Watch it, see what you're seeing, that's what I'm saying is. PC is completely different, 100% mouse and keyboard, you can control that motherfucker. Console, you just, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm bot, and I probably am as well, but I'm watching some console players and their fucking Eagle does not move from the centre of the screen, and they don't have weapon handling on their build. They're putting out headshot builds with crit damage instead of weapon handling. There's a fucking reason for that. So the stats, 10% crit chance, 45% crit damage on the Kingbreaker, 182% headshot damage. Obviously I've got a bit of optimization to do that. 5% armor damage, 29% all weapon damage, 40% assault rifle damage. Pretty self-explanatory really, innit? Do you know what I mean? And the Eagle is 20% crit chance. Proc finisher, got 55%, 60% crit damage, got 100% with finisher, and then 192.3% headshot damage, which can go up a little bit more. I think I've got about another 5% headshot damage to add to this build. So you can also run this with my favourite gun, the FAL, with flatline, and just look at the laser on this thing. It absolutely, now I'm shooting this target, I've taken my hands off the controller. It's insane. It's just like an absolute laser. Slight tiny bit of movement, but you can track targets a hell of a lot easier. But the Kingbreaker is still the meta for the headshot damage build, in my opinion, just because it's got the bigger mag. Even though most of the time if you hit them headshots, you're going to down them in 10 bullets anyway. But yeah, the FAL still it's awesome. So yeah, that's the build, guys. Sorry for the lack of PvP clips. I'm just not putting out fucking PvP clips with damage, fucking random damage numbers and shit in it. Build the build, try it yourself. This thing absolutely slaps. And if I'm honest, it's hard to go back to crit hit damage builds once you've used this build. It's an absolute little beast. So yeah, there you go, guys. There it is. So don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe and all that fucking BS. And until next time, cheers.